one of your guys. You know, he's one of your good friends. You guys be fishing together, you know, doing the most and have a great friendship. With all these coaching vacancies, do you see a reality where he's, you know, moving up?
You saying going to the NFL?
Yes. And could he help?
I see it happening, but me knowing Pop, it will have to be Cleveland. He's not gonna go and coach against Sheduer. That's first and foremost.
Interesting.
And knowing him, he want to finish what he started in Boulder. Had a good season, had a shitty season this year. I think he stay where he at.
That just feels like the trajectory. Like,
no, I'm not saying it can't happen.
Right.
But if it was to happen, it would be somewhere where Shedeur is playing at.
That's right. I mean, that could be amazing too. That would be a first.
As a head coach, it would. Yeah. I know the running back for the Cowboys, dad was the running back coach when they drafted him. But yeah, that would be 101. You know, to have your son at Jackson State, Colorado, then coach him in Cleveland. It's crazy.
Former NFL quarterback Adam Pac-Man Jones just unleashed some major revelations about the Cleveland Browns that have Shedeur Sanders fans buzzing and the entire NFL community in a frenzy. We're diving deep into some serious allegations here. First up, there's talk of a supposed conspiracy involving Kevin Stfansky and a CAA agent that might just shed light on why Shedeur Sanders is sitting so low on the depth chart. Then, we've got Deion Sanders reportedly saying he'd only step into an NFL coaching role if it's with the Browns and his son. And let's not forget the claims that Stfansky has lost the locker room due to some obvious favoritism. This is the kind of drama that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. Pac-Man is going all out. CBS Sports is buzzing with news that the Browns are gearing up to name Sheduer the starter for 2026. Andrew Berry is all about praising his development, especially after the rookie wrapped up the season on a high note, leading the team to back-to-back victories and nailing his first career game-winning drive. What Pac-Man predicted is actually happening right before our eyes. This is no longer just a guess. This is a major win for all those who witnessed Stfansky bury a fifth-round steal behind fourth-string quarterbacks and sensed that something fishy was going on behind the scenes. Hit that subscribe button immediately, because we're diving deep into the CIA agent conspiracy, unpacking Deion's jaw-dropping NFL conditions, and uncovering why Shedeur Sanders fans are finally going to get what they've been clamoring for all season long. Let's kick things off with the ultimate game changer. Pac-Man casually revealed on his podcast something that sent shockwaves through Browns Nation. Pac-Man has dropped some intriguing news about a supposed link between Kevin Stfansky, Shedeur Sanders, and a CAA agent. That sheds light on why the young quarterback, who was expected to be a first or second round pick, surprisingly dropped to the fifth round and ended up buried on Cleveland's depth chart, behind players who really shouldn't have been starting over him. Let's break down what Pac-Man is claiming, because this is some serious news that transcends typical coaching choices. CAA, or Creative Artists Agency, stands out as one of the leading sports agencies globally, representing a vast roster of NFL players, coaches, and executives. If there was some sort of deal or agreement between Stfansky and certain CAA-connected quarterbacks or personnel that resulted in Sheduer being blackballed despite his undeniable talent, it would be a huge scandal that would shed light on everything Browns fans have seen this season. What happened to Sheduer? This guy threw for over 9,000 yards and racked up 70 touchdowns in his last 2 college seasons, and he was even Mel Kiper's top-rated quarterback heading into the draft. So why did he end up falling to the 5th round, especially when teams with huge quarterback needs kept passing on him? It's a head-scratcher. What's the deal with the Browns drafting Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round and instantly slotting him as the backup? Meanwhile, Sheduer finds himself buried as the 4th-string quarterback behind Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Gabriel. What's going on here? Pac-Man suggests that there were unseen influences at work, involving agent connections and favoritism that had little to do with actual football skills and everything to do with representation and the deals struck behind closed doors. When you dive into the details of the season, it's clear that his theory holds some weight. The Browns kicked off the season with Joe Flacco at the helm, despite Flacco looking totally out of sync during the preseason. As Flacco faced challenges, the team shifted their focus to Dillon Gabriel, the third-round pick from Oregon, who took all the first-team reps during training camp. Even though Shedeur clearly has the edge in talent, boasting superior arm strength, accuracy, and college stats, Gabriel took the starting role and struggled mightily. He ended up with a disappointing 1-3 record, plagued by questionable decision-making and a lack of awareness in the pocket. Shedeur Sanders went through all of this without ever getting a single first-team rep in practice. He never had the opportunity to compete and was basically told to sit down and wait his turn. It took until Week 12 for the Browns to make a bold move by trading Kenny Pickett, finally running out of excuses to keep Sheduer on the sidelines. They decided to give him his first start against the Las Vegas Raiders. So, what went down? Shedeur guided the team to a solid 24-10 win, showcasing his passing skills across the field and demonstrating that he should have been the starter from the very beginning. He wrapped up the season with a 3-5 record over 8 starts. At first glance, that might not look impressive, but consider this. He didn't get any first-team reps, was thrown into games without any prep time, played behind an offensive line that shuffled through 25 different starting combinations, and dealt with a receiving core that lost Amari Cooper mid-season. Those factors definitely paint a different picture. Amid all the turmoil, he managed to rack up 1,400 passing yards and 7 touchdowns, showcasing his playmaking skills. Now, CBS Sports is buzzing about the Browns gearing up to name him the starter in 2026. But Pac-Man went beyond merely revealing the CIA conspiracy. He really went off on Kevin Stfansky's game management and how he handled Shedeur during the games. Let's dive into that wild moment during the Titans game, when Stfansky pulled off one of the most head-scratching decisions you could ever imagine late in the fourth quarter against Tennessee. In a nail-biting finish, the Browns found the end zone, bringing the score to just a 1-point difference. They had a decision to make. Should they take the safe route and kick the extra point to tie it up, or go for the bold 2-point conversion to seal the victory? The tension is palpable. Stfansky opted for the 2-point conversion, a decision that raises some eyebrows. But this is where things take a wild turn. In a surprising move, Stfansky decided to pull Shedeur Sanders, the starting quarterback who had just orchestrated a crucial drive, off the field during the game's most pivotal moment. Instead, he opted for a different formation that didn't include Sanders. The attempt for a 2-point conversion was unsuccessful. The Browns fell short by just a single point, and Shedeur wasn't even on the field to make a play for the win after putting in all that effort throughout the game. Pac-Man completely obliterated Stfansky for that call. He had company. Stephen A. Smith hit the airwaves on ESPN and expressed his disbelief over Stfansky's decision to keep Shedeur off the field during that crucial 2-point attempt. It just doesn't add up. Fans were absolutely livid. Even those who casually watch the Browns and aren't diehard fans noticed that decision and questioned the logic behind benching the starting quarterback during the game's most crucial moment. It raises eyebrows and suggests there might be some personal issues or hidden agendas involved. And that's precisely the message Pac-Man has been putting out there. Stfansky showed favoritism. He definitely had his own biases. He just never bought into Shedeur Sanders, even with all the talent and potential the kid has. Pac-Man just dropped another bombshell that's got Deion Sanders fans and Shedeur supporters buzzing with excitement. When TMZ ran into Pac-Man outside Paramount Studios and posed the question about whether Deion Sanders would make the jump from Colorado to the NFL, Pac-Man delivered a response that was clear, decisive, and potentially transformative. He mentioned that if Deion Sanders ever decides to make the leap to the NFL, the Cleveland Browns would be the only team he would genuinely think about joining. Pac-Man made it clear that Deion will not coach against his son Shedeur, no matter what the situation is. With 9 NFL head coaching vacancies this cycle, it's clear that the Cleveland job stands out as the most appealing, especially since that's where Shedeur is playing. Consider the implications of that. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Fame icon and Coach Prime, has created an incredible coaching legacy at Jackson State and Colorado. He would pass on any NFL chance just to coach his son. Pac-Man made it crystal clear. Deion isn't going to face off against Shedeur as a coach. That's the top priority. If it goes down, it's got to be Cleveland. Pac-Man didn't just throw out guesses. He laid out a vivid scenario, describing it as a unique situation where Deion gets to coach his son first at Jackson State, then at Colorado, and possibly in the NFL, all within the same team. This is a groundbreaking journey in football history that has never been seen before. All right, folks, this is where things get really interesting. And let me tell you, Browns fans are totally divided on this one. Multiple reports indicate that Deion Sanders reached out to the Browns to request an interview following the firing of Kevin Stfansky. This was not just a rumor or speculation spun by the media. Deion was truly eager to be in the running for the position, as it would give him the chance to reconnect with his son and aid in his development at the NFL level. The Browns turned down his request for an interview. Coach Prime got the cold shoulder. Cleveland insider Tony Rizzo has revealed that health issues were the reason behind it. Rizzo went live and straight up stated that Deion has health concerns, which is why he doesn't believe Deion is the right fit for Cleveland. With Pac-Man confirming that Deion would only take the coaching gig in Cleveland if the chance arises, and Sheduer looking like the frontrunner for the 2026 starting role, the what-if scenarios are sending Browns fans into a frenzy. What happens if the Browns bring in a new coach who doesn't see the potential in Sheduer? Imagine if they hire a coach who's all about drafting a quarterback or trading for a veteran. What happens to Sheduer then? He could end up buried on the depth chart once more. Imagine if the one coach who truly understands how to unlock Sheduer's full potential, his own father, was eager for the role but faced rejection due to health issues that may not be as critical as they seem. And here's the twist that's adding even more intensity to the situation. In his Black Monday episode, Pac-Man dropped some serious news, stating that Kevin Stfansky lost the locker room and that favoritism played a big role in his firing. Pac-Man pointed out that Stfansky displayed favoritism towards specific players, coaches, and schemes, leading the veteran players in Cleveland to see through it and lose their trust. When your players start to lose respect for you, when they notice decisions being made from personal biases rather than what truly benefits the team's chances of winning, it's clear you've lost the locker room. When a coach loses the team, it's a surefire way to get fired, and that's precisely what went down with Stfansky. Several players from the Browns, including five-time Pro Bowlers and seasoned veterans, voiced their desire for Stfansky's dismissal, even before it was officially announced. They noticed the bias. They witnessed Sheduer being treated unfairly. Dillon Gabriel was given opportunities that he didn't really deserve. It was clear that the organization was making choices that were completely disconnected from the goal of winning football games. When Stfansky was finally let go on January 5th, just 2 weeks after the season wrapped up, the players' reaction spoke volumes. No one stepped up to support him. No one shared heartfelt tributes. No one claimed that the termination was unjust. It was completely silent. This gives you the inside scoop on the true vibe in the locker room. Now we're witnessing the aftermath unfold just as Pac-Man foresaw it. Andrew Berry, the GM who managed to stay on while Stfansky was let go, held a press conference to highlight Sheduer's impressive growth and development. Berry highlighted the significant progress Sheduer has made, both in terms of his mental game and physical skills. He praised Sheduer's playmaking ability, accuracy, and his knack for extending plays with his legs. Berry acknowledged the strides he made in managing the pocket and his situational awareness as the season progressed. That's definitely not the type of talk you want to hear about a quarterback you're looking to move on from. That's the kind of talk you hear when a team is gearing up to construct a roster centered on a key player. According to CBS Sports' Jonathan Jones, sources have indicated that the Browns are gearing up for Sanders to take the reins as their starting quarterback next season. The team is looking to build around him in hopes of achieving improved results in his second year. Consider the importance of that report. After selecting Sheduer in the 5th round and keeping him buried on the depth chart throughout the summer, the Browns finally gave him a chance in Week 12. He went 3-8 in 8 starts, completing 56% of his passes for 400 yards. Now, it seems the Browns have made the decision that he's their guy. Looks like they're passing on a quarterback in the 1st round. It looks like they won't be making a move for a veteran player. They're going all in with Sheduer, crafting the offense to highlight his unique talents. That decision is a win for all the fans who have been advocating all year that Shedeur Sanders deserves more respect. Mel Kiper Jr., the top draft analyst out there, has been backing Sheduer relentlessly since the season wrapped up. Kiper appeared on ESPN and expressed that he's unsure what more the kid has to do to validate his talent. Kiper highlighted that even Josh Allen faced criticism during his 2nd and 3rd years in the league. Naturally, Shedeur can dodge any backlash as a fifth-round rookie. Kiper mentioned that he's gone through every single play and snap of Shedeur Sanders' rookie season, and the young player has every reason to be proud of what he managed to overcome. Kiper pointed out that Shedeur didn't get any reps during training camp, never practiced with the first-team offense or defense, and was thrown into games under tough weather conditions. Despite all that, he still showcased enough talent and resilience to earn the starting position. Kiper took it a step further, completely dismantling the idea that Shedeur had a tough time as a rookie. He stated, "If you think you weren't impressed with Shedeur Sanders' rookie season, then you clearly weren't watching the same games he was. We've got the top draft expert in the country putting it all on the line, declaring that Shedeur Sanders is the real deal. It's time for the Browns to lock in on him instead of looking for other options." Cleveland seems to be gearing up for just that. The Deion factor is definitely a big deal right now. Pac-Man has been straightforward about it. If the stars align, Deion's health gets better, and he feels ready to either wrap up his journey at Colorado or move on to the next chapter, Cleveland is the only NFL gig on his radar. Just think about the impact that could have on Shedeur's growth. Rather than being guided by a random offensive coordinator or a head coach who lacks full confidence in him, he would have the opportunity to be coached by his father. This is the man who has nurtured his talent since childhood, understands every strength and weakness in his game, and has crafted his entire coaching philosophy around developing quarterbacks. Deion transformed Jackson State into a powerhouse by bringing in his sons and constructing a team centered around their talents. In his inaugural season, he guided Colorado to a remarkable 9-4 record, with Sheduer and Travis Hunter stepping up as key players. He's shown he has the ability to cultivate quarterbacks during their college careers. Sheduer lit up the field at Colorado, racking up over 9,000 passing yards and tossing 70 touchdowns in just 2 seasons before making the leap to the draft. If Deion can apply his developmental skills to the NFL, particularly in Cleveland where Sheduer is already part of the team, the Browns might just crack the code on the quarterback issue that has haunted them for a quarter of a century. The Browns turned down Deion's request for an interview. Now they're in the process of interviewing 9 other candidates as they search for the perfect coach. They've had discussions with Jim Schwartz, Todd Monken, Mike McDaniel, Jesse Minter, Grant Udinski, Nate Schilhas, and a few more names in the mix. Out of the initial pool, 6 candidates are moving on to the next round with second interviews lined up. This week is crucial for decision-making, as the new hire will step into a role with Shedeur Sanders poised to be the starting quarterback. They'll have significant influence over the future of the quarterback situation. For fans of Shedeur Sanders, Pac-Man's revelations feel like a win. The conspiracy theory surrounding the CIA sheds light on why he slipped in the draft and ended up buried on the depth chart. The locker room's dwindling trust in Stfansky sheds light on the reasons behind the firing of the coach who mishandled Shedeur. According to the latest from CBS Sports, it looks like Shedeur is gearing up to take the starting role. Andrew Berry's commendation highlights how much the organization prioritizes his growth. Deion's eagerness to coach in Cleveland, even if it didn't pan out this time, suggests that the possibility could still be on the table down the line if the next hire doesn't meet expectations. Browns fans who have backed Sheduer all season, insisting he should have been the starter from day one, and calling out Stfansky's favoritism and questionable choices, are now celebrating, as everything Pac-Man predicted is coming to fruition. The conspiracy was absolutely real. There was definitely some favoritism going on. The mistreatment was undeniable. Justice is finally being served. Stfansky has been let go. Sheduer is stepping up as the starter now. The Browns are finally putting the pieces in place for the quarterback they should have been nurturing from the start. The upcoming weeks are going to be crucial. Everything is on the line. The Browns are set to bring in their new head coach. The coach is set to assess Shedeur's performance and determine whether he's the clear starter or if it's time to introduce some competition into the mix. The roster will be shaped around him through free agency and the draft. If Sheduer has the opportunity for a genuine off-season program with first-team reps, a complete training camp, an offensive coordinator who tailors plays to his strengths, and a coaching staff that truly supports him, there's a solid chance he could make a significant jump in his second year. Pac-Man Jones didn't just throw out rumors or hot takes. He uncovered hidden truths, unveiled conspiracies, and accurately forecasted the outcomes for the Browns and Shedeur Sanders. Sanders fans are celebrating, as the underdog, who faced disrespect and mistreatment all season long, is finally getting his moment to shine. This is his chance to show that he can be the franchise quarterback Cleveland has been desperately seeking since 1999. Adam Pac-Man Jones has dropped some serious insights about the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stfansky, and Shedeur Sanders. This has ignited a huge debate and has fans of Sanders buzzing with optimism that the rookie quarterback might finally get his shot in 2026. It's still up in the air whether the Browns' choice to get Sanders ready as their starter will bring success or just plunge them back into another round of quarterback turmoil. This story pulls together insights from Pacman Jones on his Candid podcast, along with reports from CBS Sports, ESPN, TMZ, NFL Network, and Andrew Berry's official press conference, as well as various NFL sources keeping tabs on the Browns' coaching search and quarterback situation. Allegations of CIA conspiracy are making waves, and they originate straight from Pacman Jones's podcast. Cleveland is making moves as they wrap up their coaching hire and finalize roster decisions. Stay tuned for more updates on this evolving situation.